A lot of people lately have been asking me for help on how to do the range Bandos method, which is definitely the best way to camp out Bandos on an Iron Man. So to keep this brief, I'm just going to kind of jump straight into it. So first things first, you're going to want to focus on your gear. So obviously your gear may not look like mine, especially if you're an Iron Man, but the things that you want to keep in mind is ranged accuracy bonus and magic defense bonus. So Carol's is ideal for most Iron Men, obviously Armadale if you have it. I see a lot of Iron Men taking or wanting to take a crystal shield here, but that is not going to be necessary because that has a minus 10 ranged accuracy bonus and it has very little magic defense bonus. The only damage that you're going to be taking at this boss, if you do this correctly, is going to be from that mage minion. So this is what your inventory, or your gear should look like for your trip. Obviously, you should be wearing your rune crossbow during the kill. You shouldn't be hitting it ranged with a staff of light. But obviously, I don't want to be taking damage from the minions over here. So here is my inventory. This is going to be a more advanced inventory. After you get a couple trips in, this is what your inventory should look like. I never take any more than 4 stamina potions because I find that when I do, I run out of prayer potions too fast. But if you don't have rigor, you may actually run out of prayer potions not quite as fast, and maybe you can take more staminas. But I personally don't use Eagle Eye because I would rather get the kills faster. Lessens your chance of fucking up. So for quick prayers, you're basically just going to be praying range the whole time. I definitely recommend Preserve if you have it, Rigor if you have it, absolutely, and if you don't, Eagle Eye is a very viable option. You can do this with Eagle Eye. Rigor is not a necessity. Something that a lot of Iron Men also believe is that you need high range bonus in order to do this, but that's actually not true. You'll see as we go into this kill, or maybe we won't if he makes a fool out of me, that it's surprisingly easy to hit him. I did about 900 Sarah KC before I came here, trying to camp out an Armadale crossbow because I thought it would be necessary for it, and I found out very quickly that this is much easier to kill than Sarah. Very often I would be using more than one stamina dose on Sarah, and here I'd say it's about 95% of the time you use only 1 dose of stamina. It's very, very rare that you'll have to use 2, or at least in the gear that I go in. So one thing that I would definitely recommend to a lot of Iron Men, if you're using RuneLite, which you should be using True Tile. You're going to find this in Tile Indicator in RuneLite. I'm going to show that to you right here. So Tile Indicators, you're going to want to select Highlight True Tile. This is going to help you immensely. This is actually a huge problem for a lot of Iron Men because you'll see as I move, you can't see where you're at, but if I have True Tile, you can see exactly where your character is at. Sometimes it'll be ahead of you, and this will make more sense as we go into the kill. So 100% you're going to want to have True Tile on. It'll help you a ton. Now let's jump into the tiles that you should have marked. So you're going to want to mark the south, basically every corner except for this northeastern corner. You're going to want to mark 4 tiles down, mark that 4th tile. For the walls in the middle of the room, you're going to want to mark this is going to be 10 tiles up. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Mark the 10th tile right there. That's going to be the second time that you hit. And then on this eastern wall, you're going to want to mark 7 tiles up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Mark that tile. And then for your starting tile, on every kill except for the first, you're going to want to mark this tile right here. This is going to be from this southeastern tile. You're going to want to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and up 1. Also, I find that it helps me to mark these 2 tiles. If you count from this western middle tile over here, it's just going to be 1 down, 2 over, and then an additional 2 over. You're going to see at the end of the kill that this is going to be where the minions are going to be. They're going to have the range minion right here, and you're going to have the mage minion right here most of the time. I find that it doesn't happen every time on the first kill of the trip sometimes. But basically I have these 2 tiles marked because this is where I will stand. If you have a Kodai, or if you feel like bringing water runes with you, you can actually, use the Ice Blitz and freeze the melee minion, take a step back, and then barrage. It'll prevent you from taking any damage from the melee minion. And something that should be noted as well is camera rotation. I will have my camera rotated east facing the whole time, because I find that it's just a lot. You have to be specific on each tile that you hit. Sometimes it's a little forgiving, but mostly you want to be hitting on these tiles that you have marked. It's going to have the highest success rate for you. So that's about everything that I can think of before we head into this. So I'm going to go ahead and show you this first kill. So, oh, actually, one more thing. So this start tile, you can see I have it marked, and I would actually recommend having these words that I have marked on here. I would definitely recommend writing them in your tile marker. You can do that by shift clicking and labeling the tile. So this is going to be your start tile for most kills except for your first kill. So you're going to run here, and from there, when Bandos spawns, you're going to want to run into this southwestern corner. 100% of the time, you're going to want to shoot on this tile. If you don't shoot on this tile, you are going to get hit. There are no exceptions. If you don't shoot, you will get hit. Then on the first rotation of the kill, you're going to want to shoot, or you're going to want to skip this tile right here and just go directly to this tile, this most northwestern tile. For the first kill of the trip, you're going to want to be praying melee, and you're going to want to you're going to run down to this corner, hit it, skip this first tile, run to this northwestern tile, hit it, and then you can switch to pray range. Then you're in set, and you can run to this tile, this tile, this tile, and then you're in, and then basically that's what you're doing what you got to do. So let's go ahead and run in. Show you how it works. Something that I see a lot of people doing that will definitely mess you up is you want to make sure that as you hit, you want to immediately click to your next tile, or at least in the direction of your next tile. You're going to want to make sure that your prayer's up, you have stamina, watch your stats. It's pretty easy as long as you can stay in motion. If you ever don't miss a hit, don't panic. As long as your timing is right, he won't hit you. Oh, and something to be noted as well is you absolutely want to be taking diamond bolts. I've heard some controversy around it surrounding dragonstone bolts, but you don't want to be taking them. Diamond bolts are going to give you about 10% more DPS based off of the proc rate of so the difference of dragonstone bolts. Sure, sometimes they will hit really, really high, but the proc rate on them is about 6%, and the proc rate on diamond bolts is 10%. And Candor and Heart is going to increase that by an additional 10% for the both of them, so 11% and 6.6%. See the first kill, the melee or the mage and the range minions are not right next to each other like I said they were going to be. You'll see on the next kill they will be. So that is our first kill of the trip. Now I'm going to be dragging this melee minion. I like to drag him up, and then I come down here, switch to Mystic Might, Augury if you have it, preferable. And you want to go ahead and barrage these minions. If you have a Kodai, go ahead and use Ice Blitz, freeze this guy, walk back. You won't be taking any damage from melee. Your priority for prayer is always going to be range. The next highest priority is going to be melee, and then mage. So that mage minion, his max hit is 16, and I know that the range minions, I think, is around 23. Alright, so that's our first kill. I also like to bring in Bones to Peaches. As you can see, most of the time it's not necessary in order to complete the kill, but I find that it basically guarantees that you start your next kill at 99. So if you barrage and you're not 100%, often they'll be dropping food like chili potatoes or sharks, and if they don't, then the Bones to Peaches tabs are very helpful for ensuring that they do. So here we're going to be starting on this tile right here. This is going to be where the mage minion spawns as well. We're going to be making sure that we're stamina. I'm also going to show you how to eat during the kill, just in case, because sometimes there will be times where you're going to be taking more damage than you expect, and you got to eat during the kill in order to stay alive. So you want to skip this first tile, keep running. He runs around you. Hi. Give me a minute, Evie. So I'm going to show you on this next rotation how to eat. So you can eat brews at any time, pretty much. I'm actually going to do, even though I'm full health, I'm going to show you. You can eat brews at any time. It's not going to interrupt it. Make sure you restore. If you're going to eat food, I always recommend eating after you shoot on that southwestern tile. That's going to help you a whole bunch, because for some reason, some of these tiles, when you eat, if you skip a tile, it's not going to work as well for like 100% success rate. But I find that I get 100% success rate if I eat on that tile, skip the first tile that we skip on that first rotation, and then you'll be right back into your set. Pretty much, if you ever feel like you messed up the set, or if he comes a little bit too close to you, you're going to want to be making sure that you skip the next tile in the rotation. That's the easiest way to get him back. I'm actually going to intentionally take a hit right here. So what happens if you walk a little bit too long on one tile, right here, and then sometimes it's okay if you miss a tile, just like by one. Sometimes, never, it's okay if you miss this tile though. But we're just going to go ahead and skip that, and now we're right back into the correct rotation. Always be watching the true tile under you. Make sure that it's highlighting the tile that you're going to be standing on. Right as you see it highlight it, you're going to want to shoot, move to the next tile. I'm going to go ahead and eat here just in case. And that's about it. If you can get through the first and second kill like that, you're pretty much set to go for a whole trip. I find that trips for me usually last, if I do the trip without messing up any, with the 4 staminas, anywhere from 14 to 16 kills. Usually you're going to get 1 kill per stamina dose. That's about everything I could think of. If there's anything else, any questions that you guys have, feel free to DM me, say it in the CC, in game, whatever's going on. I'll be more than happy to help you. This should answer most questions, but good luck, and hope you get your drops spooned as much as I do.